We're hot.
We're recording?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I did that every time. It's just a running joke between me and Garrett. You ready, Carol?
Yes.
Yay! That was a really long delay. I actually worked on a new intro, but I'm not going to unveil it this time.
Okay.
Because it's more of like a prank. It's like, you're tuning in to Jin and Yang podcast, the most popular podcast
on
in
the
all
West Coast.
Anybody can listen to it anywhere in the world. Well, duh, because if you can get on YouTube, you can listen to it. It's like coming to you from 193 countries. Anyways, I don't know what that. Jesus, your mind is definitely in the gutter, man. Are you sure? Did you
I think your mom's right there with me.
Did you get a sex change operation?
Yes, I did. I'm
used to be a man?
woman now, and I'm dirtier because women aren't kinky as fuck.
I think it's safe to say that you're the only male to female
transgender
person
transgender
that I would sleep with for sure. Anyways, back to the intro. Thank you for tuning in to Jin and Yang with your lovable host, Norm. Not so normal Norman, the sober one. His beautiful mother, Kate.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, we have a guest. I'll get to that later. The focus of this show is to bring addiction and mental health conditions to the forefront of conversation in our society. There is a palpable stigma surrounding these issues, and by opening a dialogue, we hope to get people actively discussing issues important to their mental health well-being. All the information shared on this podcast is strictly opinion. We are not doctors, nor do we have degrees relating to the subject matter.
But we sure have opinions.
Carol has a degree. My mom has a degree, but not in this subject matter at all. I'm working on my degree. I'm a 10th year sophomore. What does qualify us to give opinions on these issues is experience. Our topic today is mental health conditions. This is our third episode. I mean, it's a broad topic. Eventually, we're going to concentrate on more specific things, but we're just going over random stuff. And our guest today is...
Two guests.
Oh, we have two guests. Sorry. The first one is the breathtakingly beautiful, incredibly charismatic, Amazonian goddess, world-traveling, dog-loving fellow Trekkie, Carol.
Hell yeah.
I prepared that. I didn't think of that off the top of my head.
Thank you.
And her beautiful dog, which
Who's
is
licking her butt right now.
Yeah, and you can probably hear. Actually, you know what? It adds to it.
Yeah.
Like the dog chain and the shaking and the Peggy. She is part pit, part
lab, and part border collie, and general Oregon brown dog.
Nice. General Oregon brown dog. What does that mean?
Oh, it's just a kind of a nickname for these lab pit mixes in Oregon, and we just call them Oregon brown dogs.
Nice.
Because they all kind of look the same.
Her coat looks brindle.
She's a brindle, yeah. But her mom is an Oregon brown dog.
So, our guest is Carol.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a new friend of mine. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself? Like maybe, where you're from, what you do for a living.
Well, let's see. I am not from Oregon originally. I was born in New York, but raised out here. So I'm an Oregonian, Eugene, and moved around a bit here and there. I am an accountant at a small publishing company.
Nice.
And I like to go to Burning Man, and I like to run and drink. I'm on a drinking team with a running problem.
Yeah, Carol's very active.
Yes, and I'm a huge Trekkie, like above anything else. I freaking love Star Trek. And I love Peggy, too. She's the best. Yeah, and just generally hanging out, having a good time, having a few laughs. And getting aroused by the Star Trek intro.
Dun, dun, dun. Well, that's great because we all love Star Trek here. Mm-hmm. I think we're all Star Trek addicts. Mom got me into it. She's an uber dork.
That's the best kind.
Oh, technically I can only play 7 seconds of the clip legally.
Yes.
at a
Oh,
time
wow.
because it's being recorded. If you're live, like if you're at some bar, you can play whatever song you want.
Yeah.
So I just have to stop it every. It's like 7 or 14 seconds. There's all these like stupid like stipulations. This is the old school version. So what is?
That's been going on a minute now. If you want me to just sing it.
I know. So what is your guys' favorite Star Trek series?
I have to go old school,
Right?
The original.
the original, and then next to that, I'd have to say Next Generation.
Yeah.
I think I
TNG.
really like Deep Space Nine.
This is
And
the
then
Next Generation thing.
The Next Generation. I guess the TNG and DS9 kind of were a tie for me.
Yeah.
And then
Oh,
I really like Voyager 2 because it has so many strong female. I just look up
This
to
is
them
true.
so much. I grew up
Yeah.
watching it, and then
It's
it
the
was
same thing
coming
with me.
out. And
I grew up
yeah.
watching.
Yeah, so
original
I mean,
Star
I guess
Trek.
you're right. The original series has, Lieutenant Uhura and that other crazy bitch. And
For me, it was the amazing bond between, or among, Captain Kirk.
Actually,
Spock and
this
And
was
Bones, yeah.
This was my next question. Was what is your favorite Star Trek character? I mean, there's so many. I mean, Star Trek is really character driven. That was the Voyager
Oh, yeah,
theme, by the way.
yeah, it was.
What's your favorite character, Mom?
Sorry.
Wow, that's a toughie. Like I said, it's more it's an ensemble cast, so it's hard to hone in on one particular character. I really like
One that you
Data.
identified with.
I like Data.
Because uber dork.
Uber dork.
Uber.
Yes.
I mean, my
Data
mom
was
bleeds
such a-
dork out of her pores. Her very
Yeah.
pore.
Yes. I was the queen of the dweebs.
She was.
I was president of the Science, Math, and Technology Magnet.
She was the
for 2 years.
president
in high
of the
school.
Society of Physics Students at ASU.
Okay,
And
that's
the
cool.
Sigma
College level.
And the Sigma Pi Sigma Physics Honor Society.
Didn't you meet like Clinton?
Yeah, we shared the stage.
Oh, I bet you shared more than that.
Yeah, was it like a
Ooh.
stage or
Hold on, I gotta
like
do
the
yeah.
stripper stage?
Is this a casting
a-
couch or a stage?
Yeah, the casting couch. Yeah.
It was the 150th anniversary of the American Association for the Advancement of Science.
American Association of Advancement
I
for
gotta see Carol's
ass.
face.
Triple AS. It's called Triple
Really?
AS.
Yeah. Ass.
I can see
Oh my
I can
gosh.
see Clinton in the back. Ass and titties. Ass and titties.
It's true.
It's the oldest scientific organization in the world.
Wow, impressive.
Except for the Illuminati.
How about what are some of your? How about we
Well,
just?
still ongoing.
How about?
Hey,
some
I
of-
didn't get to
we'll
answer
just-
who my favorite character
I
was.
know. We're still. We'll just say some of your favorite characters. What about you, Carol?
I love Jadzia Dax. She was one of my favorite characters.
Dax,
I
yeah.
like Quark too, and I like Quark is interesting. And I really liked Rom, like his whole thing. But anyway, let's see. And then I liked 7 of 9, of course.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
That's like your nickname and everything, like your email and.
that's my So my drinking team is the Hash House Harriers, and they give you dirty names or not so dirty names. But my full name is 6 of 9. You will be ass mutilated.
Nice.
Yeah, and it's because I'm tall and skinny and blonde and
Mm-hmm.
Amazonian,
Yeah.
badass as
Yeah.
Norm described.
Um,
So
I like. Well, I mean, I like old
I also
school.
like Cisco. Sorry, just had to shout out
It's
Cisco.
all good. He was the captain of Voyager.
No, he was the captain of the Deep Space
Deep
Station.
Space
yeah,
Nine. Yeah.
or he was
I-
the commander, and then he was the captain of the Defiant, and then he was the
I
captain.
think I
of
just felt a Peggy
Deep
nose on my
Space,
knee.
Probably.
I mean, I like old school and I like Next Generation.
Mm.
I mean, I grew up with those. I like. I mean, I love all the characters. I love the ancillary characters, like especially like Scotty and Bones, because they were
Yeah.
just so like, you know what I mean. They just had like all this attitude.
They
Yeah.
did.
You know,
They
and
were-
Worf.
Yeah,
you know,
Worf,
attitude.
Jadzia's husband.
I don't know why I liked it. You know, Geordi maybe.
I like the new movies.
I do too.
The new movies are good. Hey,
Yeah.
I watched the original Star Trek, the
Yeah.
motion picture from '79.
Yes.
It was really hard to make it through. It was a
They were
flaming
wearing the
turd.
little jumpsuits.
It was really bad. The theme music and the
But you have
sound
to
effects.
consider it within the context of its time. You know,
Yeah.
at that time, like, that was just totally mind-blowing.
Well,
you
this
know,
is-
that was huge.
This is the context that I put it in. Was I watched that and then I watched Star Wars, the first one, which came out 2 years before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And it's
true.
really
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I mean, the characters and the
true.
plot and everything. Because I hadn't seen it in, I don't even know, 20 years. And it was like watching it for the first, I mean, I didn't remember most of it. And
Yeah.
so it was like seeing it for the first time. And I was like, this is a really good movie.
Mm-hmm.
The first Star Trek,
Yeah, it is.
not, I mean.
Well, yeah.
I almost think that the original Star Trek series is better than the movie.
Well, that's for sure, but didn't the series come out first?
No, the series came out like 10 years. It came out 67.
65.
65?
It goes
Yeah, the
65 to
movies came
67.
after the series. Like, the movies, yeah.
Yeah, no,
movies
the
came after.
movies came out. But what I'm saying is they came out 10, 12 years before, and they were better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
66 to 69.
And there have been a lot of sucky movies made since.
69.
But we're not really going to go there,
Shut
are
up.
we? Star Trek versus Star Wars.
No, let's not.
No,
Because I
I
think
know,
we're all in
that's-
agreement here.
So I got a little game. Let's play a quick little game here. Mom, grab a couple of those boards under the paddles.
Oh, these?
Yeah.
Ooh, what are those paddles for?
You'd like to know, wouldn't you? It goes with the S&M kit in the guest room.
All right. You
Just
need
one.
them?
No,
Okay.
I got to
He's
consult
hosting,
again.
we're playing.
Okay, so don't give away your answers. So
No?
I'm going to give you a sound clip
Okay.
from one of these are all sound effects from the original and Next Generation.
Okay.
I didn't have much time to put this together, so
That's cool.
I
so
tried
it's
to
half-assed? All right.
shut up. Hey, I got to do all the prep work, man.
Oh, poor baby.
Oh, a man complaining about working. No.
Shut up. Here we go already. Man
Just kidding,
bashing.
Norm, you're wonderful.
This is what happens when I get a bunch of women in a room together with me. Okay, so I'm just going to play you a sound clip, and
Okay.
you tell me what the sound clip is.
Okay.
Like
you
if
just-
it's like a door opening or like the...
Something.
Okay.
They're all pretty easy. There was ones that were way more difficult. I just tried to make it
Okay.
more difficult. Or, I mean,
More fun.
easier. More fun. Okay, you ready?
Mm-hmm.
Born ready.
All right, hold on. Did you get that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hmm.
And if you want to guess original or Next Generation, too. 'cause
Is that like a bonus
some
point?
of them are proprietary to, they had different sounds.
Mhm.
Some of the sounds are actually, they used in both. All right, Mom.
Door opening first series.
Door closing original series.
It's just
Ooh.
a door.
Is it a door
Oh, okay.
opening
It's just-
or a door?
Door
It's just a
closing.
door. It
Okay.
makes the sound for both.
So we each got
Because
that.
it opens and closes at the same time. Well, I mean,
No, it doesn't.
opens
That would have been way longer.
and stays open and then closes. Anyways, you both got it. Good job, guys. All right, you ready? This is number 2. This is fun. I love the sounds because you can't see what's going on. It's from the original.
Really?
Mom, did you
Can you play it one more time? Like, I feel like I can remember.
Carol. Come on, Mom. What does it sound like?
It sounds like the ship is firing, but photon beam.
You actually got the first word of it.
Photon. It's photon something.
It's no big deal.
Yeah. What is
I mean,
it?
you are
I mean,
failing.
there's no prize.
You are failing, Mom. No, there
Other
is.
than-
Thank you.
Oh, shit. I want to win. Here's the deal.
I saw
I'll
these-
share the prize if I win.
No,
No, that's not fair. That
I don't
defeats
need
the
it.
purpose.
I don't need it. So the photon.
The prize is
Photon
Chris-
torpedo.
okay. We'll give it to you, Mom. It's crisp, delicious chocolate flavored wafers.
Yeah, those are good.
Mm.
That's what I want.
It's like those wafer treats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 3.
Mm-hmm.
These are easy, Norm.
Hey, I could have made it harder. Do you want it harder? I can make it harder right now. That's what she said.
I know. Yeah. Don't tease me.
You couldn't handle it. My mom's in the room. I keep thinking I'm talking under my breath, like my mom can't hear it, but she's got headphones
on.
I know,
and you put your hand up and you're
I'm like going like
this. I had an alarm clock that made that sound.
Oh, that sounds good.
Dork.
It was the original Enterprise.
Yeah. Do the sound effect, Norm. Oh.
Whoops! I accidentally clicked that. Okay. So what did you get for number 3?
God, Red Alert. So we both wrote Red Alert.
Okay, well this is too easy. Okay, now we're getting
just like you.
If you want me to be.
Oh.
What are you putting at the end? What is that?
Original series.
Beam
me up, Scotty.
God, they're killing
She's
it.
so good.
Okay, here we go. This one.
I know, we're each 100%.
Okay, this next one, you will know the sound, but you will not. This is a complete opposite of the game I played in like the second episode. I was playing adult movie clips and having them guess what was going on.
Oh!
And they couldn't get any of them.
That's funny.
There were some of them were really
I bet
abstract.
your mom and I would be great at that.
We'll do that later. Mom, or this next one, you're going to recognize the sound, but I don't think you're going to know what it's called.
Okay.
I know what's coming.
Probably not.
Oh.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what it's called.
Yep.
You know what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
You don't got it, Mom?
No.
So Carol guessed hail signal. I mean, I'll give it.
It's like a hail.
It does. It means somebody's coming around.
Somebody's hailing you.
Yeah.
To speak.
It's from the old ships. They used
it's like an actual
the same sound.
Yeah, like
but they did it with a whistle.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. The next one is Carol's in the lead by 1, which is kind of inconsequential at this point because she's going to share the prize. So.
That your mom doesn't even want to eat.
Yeah, she's going to eat a piece of it.
Just one little piece. You lost me on that one.
I'll give you a clue. Next generation.
Well, duh.
I figured it was Next Generation.
Carol's schooling you.
Yeah.
You got a lot more years on here, too.
Well, my memory's going. I haven't watched
I switched to Calm from Hail.
Yeah.
So
you don't got anything, Mom? It's actually the doorbell. Tom signal.
Oh,
it's a different sound.
You're right. That's the door chime.
Yeah. Wow, I got you on that one. All right, one more, and then we'll move on. I mean, I got a bunch, but
I can't believe he didn't play like a tribble,
I have it. But it's just so weird. You can't tell.
Play it anyway. I want to hear it.
You can't tell what's going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right. What's the last one then?
Yeah. Hold on. Sound clips. Star Wars. Well, I was gonna.
Star Wars. Star Trek.
Whoops. Where's the trouble? Oh, I guess I didn't save it. Sorry. Okay, last one.
It's in a triticale.
Last one.
You already played that one.
No, I didn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did.
Did I?
I remember
he
hearing
did.
it before.
I guess we can always...
I didn't play it. That's a new one. This is a new one.
Is it a tricorder? Oops.
Good job, Mom. Oh, that gets annoying quick. Anybody? Mom, you don't got anything?
No, I thought it was a tricorder.
It's just the main viewing screen. Remember when they would show the big screen and...
Yeah.
So it's like the sounds of space in the 1960s.
Yep.
That was a fun game.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's working now.
Yeah,
Jimmy's
right.
gotten used to the.
I need to figure out a way to get rid of these ads. All right, so let's get back into this. There's another sci-fi series that's back.
Time out. Do I get that chocolate?
Oh yeah. I want a piece too. Everybody's just gonna.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Not everyone gets to hear the sounds of us
That's all right.
masticating.
So there's a new series out, or not new, but they brought back a series, the new X-Files.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that, Carol?
No, I just have not had time to catch up. Also, it's scary, and I'm kind of a total wuss, so I would like a buddy. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Have some of that water.
I'm down. Anytime, man.
I also want to watch, we had talked about it earlier today, but THX 1138, which is George Lucas's
I've
very
never
first. It's like
never
his
seen
student
it.
film or whatever, his
skimmed
thesis film.
Yeah, I skimmed through it real
Freaking
quick.
great.
It looks weird. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't, but my best friend was like, it's so much better than Star Wars. Star Wars ruined his career. Like, what? Yeah. Apparently it was really, really good. And it's basically society has become, like, humans have become subservient to androids, or they're, like, controlled by androids, and sexuality is completely outlawed, and they're just, they take pills to, like, kill all their emotions, and androids control everything. They control the population.
That's kind of weird because we do take pills to kill a lot of them.
Good segue, right?
Mm-hmm.
It is. Perfect segue. Well, actually, I wanted to talk real quick.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to say that the campaign's coming up, the presidential election, it's really kicking into high gear. The primaries are happening. I just wanted to let everyone know voter registration ends April 26th, and the Oregon primary is May 16th. That just means you have to pick up your voter registration, or just has to be postmarked by April 26th. It's really simple. It's one little page. It takes you literally 30 seconds to fill out.
I just got my new voter ID because I had changed addresses. But I have to make sure that...
Oh, I'm waiting on mine. It's been a while.
I have to check and see what... Because I think I'm independent. You can't be an independent and vote in the primary.
I know,
It's all
that's so
tricky.
messed up.
It's so tricky.
I think I registered as a Democrat.
There's something
to
about
avoid
where,
that.
like, if Bernie doesn't win the primary, he's not on the ballot either.
Yeah.
It's like all this crazy. That's why I'm
Yeah.
really encouraging people to go out and
Yeah.
register.
Because the first primary I ever voted in was for Obama, and I switched to Democrat just so I could vote in
Me
the
too.
primary.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a make or break. Just to let y'all know, if the Democrats don't win, there's a possibility of having Donald Trump as president. And I don't know if that's really scary.
That's really scary.
feel like
He's a
that's
talking
pretty
head.
He's a bully.
dystopian.
He's
He's
a
a
big
reality TV
bully.
star,
I
for
know.
Christ's sake. Like, oh my God.
I'm sorry. Like, anybody that
He's
tells me they're voting
racist
for
and
him...
horrible.
Yeah, anybody... misogynistic, xenophobe, like...
Yeah, sexist.
It sucks that I actually see kids, Eugene's a college town, and I have seen some fratty looking dudes wearing
Yeah.
Make America Great Again hats.
It's all about privilege.
And I just want to punch them in their dumb faces.
I've actually been reading lots of interesting studies about right-wingers and left-wingers. Well, and let's just be honest, the studies are pretty conclusive that liberal-thinking people are more intelligent than conservative-thinking people. Sorry, but it's an actual statistical fact.
Is it like IQ level or
It is.
education? Or
They're just doing IQs and stuff. But, if
Wow.
you think about it, people who are liberal are open-minded, more open-minded to listening to both sides, to having better critical thinking skills. A conservative, in just the terminology, they're not open to new things. So it's like somebody saying, I'm stuck in the past. And you'll notice all the progressive things like gay rights, equal rights, women's rights. It's always the conservatives who are against it and the liberals who are for it. And who always ends up winning in those situations?
Oh, not always.
Well,
sometimes
it's
it takes
always
decades and decades.
It takes time, but it's not perfect, but we have equal rights, we have more women's rights, and we're gonna have gay rights eventually across the board. But what I'm saying is they're more critical thinking, they're more open-minded, they're willing, they're adaptability, the ability to change, to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When instead of being stuck in a way.
Sorry, Peggy's.
Oh, it's all good.
So, like, wait, I have a question
Yeah.
for your mom, though. So, something that I think about is, like, it feels to me, I'm 27, and it feels like we're at a tipping point where, this kind of stuff is really, really, really starting to matter. Like, if we get, a Trump in office, like, is that actually legit, or do you think that that's kind of how politics have always been hyped throughout time?
This is not how politics have always been hyped.
Okay. So you think this is legitimately...
It's turning into a circus.
Yeah, I think this is a real turning point because... I'm sorry, Mom.
The people are all tuning in just to see what he'll do next, just to see what he'll say next.
Talking head.
It's like a TV show. And they're even hyping it that way...
like on the news outlets and stuff?
Yeah.
I think this is so important because I think Trump would regress us and
yes,
a Democratic, I'm hoping it's Bernie, would be so progressive. That's the thing that blowing my mind about him. I didn't think I would see this for a long time. Somebody that would come up and fight against all these corporate interests and these super PACs and the, fighting for socialism and, because my whole opinion, I'm going to read, I wrote an open letter to addiction and mental health conditions that I sent to all the local politicians and including Bernie and all the presidential candidates. And I think one of the most important things, a big reason why our society is so messed up, quote unquote, with the mental health conditions, broken families, addiction, it's just a disaster, really, to be honest with you. Peggy, calm down. And I think it's because we have a real lack of community, a lack of caring about other people, about being compassionate to other people, and that's the total opposite of what Trump is promoting. He's just promoting the same BS.
Yeah.
That put us in this position, and it's counterproductive. Anyways, that's my point. So I think it's safe to assume we're all on the Bernie Sanders train.
I love Jill Stein. Jill Stein,
Green Party
is like, she's really progressive. She's like anti-capitalism and we need to actively deconstruct this. And she's not on the whole Israel boat, There's some problems with Bernie, but I definitely think if Bernie was elected, that would be a huge, huge positive step. And she's a woman.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really matter, but like, she worked, she's a doctor in women's health, and I just, I respect that.
Well, hey, I guess we could get a little bit of best of both worlds. Bernie is super progressive, so I think he understands how important women's rights are and things. So, I do want a woman president. There's been word that he's going to have a woman vice president.
What's her name? Gosh.
What's her name? Anyways,
I would love it if Jill Stein was vice president.
Yeah,
that would be so ideal.
Would that be perfect?
That would be absolutely perfect.
It'd be great if it was Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah,
that's the one. Elizabeth Warren. Yeah,
she's badass too.
Yeah.
And another interesting thing that I've kind of realized about right wing and left wing politics is locus of control, which is a psychology topic. Internal locus of control is taking responsibility for your actions and finding solutions and things like that. And it's way more healthier. And I usually identify that with Carol's taking a selfie right now for some reason.
Hell yeah, I am, because I want to document this.
Okay.
Shush, keep talking. External locus of control.
I find that the liberals are generally more internal locus of control because they're not blaming people. They're taking responsibility. They're saying there's an issue. What can we do to fix this? While the right wingers are more external locus of control, and let's blame them. Let's blame these people, the immigrants and minorities, and it's their fault. And what's your solution? Like, what's a viable solution that's going to actually solve these problems instead of just blaming people?
They're going to build a wall.
Yeah, let's build a wall. Let's cut everybody off. Like, okay, the people are still going to be here, and you still have to.
I blame the Republicans.
That's a good point, but I think
mom's got zingers.
So I think that Trump said, like, yesterday, I love uneducated people. And
Oh,
that
yes.
is just so
He
scary.
said that?
Yeah, he
He
that's
said,
a
"I love
quote.
and then he said, and I love the undereducated people, or
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that.
I love undereducated people. It's like, what
What is that?
Yeah, what is that exactly?
Yeah.
What the hell does that mean?
Did you see the? Have you seen the videos of him, or his supporters, where
No.
they go to like a Fox News thing? Sorry. And they interview him just like as a joke.
Oh, it's not on the TV.
Oh, I saw some lady just said, I like him because he says what he just says what's on his mind. I don't know what Bernie Sanders is for.
Oh my God.
Because he's been saying the same thing
for
all his life.
Yeah,
all
for his
career.
entire career.
But Trump, he says his mind.
You know what? Also, I just want to say, like, I think that is so admirable that Bernie Sanders has been arrested multiple times, you know, for what he believes. And I feel like that
speaks volumes.
Oh,
yeah,
because of what
absolutely.
he's willing to.
I don't know how to describe it, but I just really like that.
All right, my mouse stopped
Put his
working.
butt on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I just found this
Yeah,
clip.
I'm
I haven't seen this, but it
woman enough
looks.
for that.
It's
One candidate has dominated the media coverage and the polls this election cycle. I visited 2 of Donald J. Trump's rallies to learn more about the
yes.
man.
I love
and his
Triumph.
support.
He's gonna rip these people a
Take
new
look.
a-hole.
I'm here in Muscatine, Iowa, where Donald Trump is ready to speak at the high school gym. A very bold move for Trump because his supporters usually avoid both education and physical fitness.
America great. Ladies, panties.
Those
We
are not
witnessing
ladies'
history
panties.
here, folks.
Those were boxer
Specifically,
briefs.
Germany, 1934. That's what
Oops.
we need. We need change in the White House. We don't need some rich asshole telling us what to do. Oh, wait a minute. Wrong rally. We do need some rich asshole telling us what to do. Full-on conservative now.
Dude, I love Triumph.
No gun control. None of that crap.
Actually, real quick side note, you have to see, he goes to a nerd convention, like a Star Wars convention. It's the funniest thing ever. He's like interviewing this pregnant woman. She's like 9 months pregnant.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, so you got a feature nerd in there, huh? And he's like, that's the last time I ever see a pussy.
That's not true. I fuck nerds all the time.
Yeah. I'm a big
from
nerd.
New York. Trump used to be a bigger
I'm not talking about your
Democratic
mom.
supporter than Michael Moore's
zingers.
Bronx.
Look at these little girls. They're at home right now.
Hello, little girls. Why aren't you here? Donald's looking for his next wife.
Legit.
I mean, shouldn't farmers support Bernie Sanders because he believes in turning all food into gas? See, because he's an old Jewish man.
Hillary Clinton.
Hillary Clinton?
She would be a disaster for America.
She would be. What do you fear more? Hillary Clinton as president or having to put your beard under a black light? So who do you think would be the most appropriate
nasty.
running mate for Trump? Sarah Palin, Mitt Romney, or anyone wearing an I'm with stupid t-shirt?
I'm a stupid.
She's a whack.
Hey, she gets the girls.
She gets the girl.
Yes, the women's rights.
They're kids. Come on, they're dumb.
Oh my
was
God.
I was a
Donald
kid.
Trump to be president.
I'm sure her
Let me ask you
daughter
something.
totally
When you
feels
watched the
that
movie
way.
Philadelphia, did you cheer for the AIDS?
Oh, they probably never even heard of the film Philadelphia.
I know.
Just because they want immigration changed. Is that fair?
Which people say that?
Oh, well, you know, people like me. Come on, who's kidding who? No. You're uncomfortable with anybody darker than
He's not
Macklemore.
racist. Bullshit.
How about you guys?
Wait, I gotta hear what he said. Hold on.
Darker than Macklemore.
You're uncomfortable with anybody darker than
You're in
that.
favor of the wall? Want to build a wall?
Absolutely.
I think maybe they should build a wall between you and Denny's.
Ooh!
You're more tolerant of foreigners. In
Did you
general.
get one,
It's just
Mom?
You want them to come in the right way.
I got it.
That's very wise. See, it's obviously from your world travels. Who's kidding?
Oh
who?
God.
The last time your feet left American soil was when you did a jumping jack in the 5th grade. He's a brilliant man. You know, he's also a very successful author.
Well, he is an author.
He's written 15 books. 15 books. They all start on chapter 11.
Oh, zinger!
Dang it, Triumph is so good.
What do you think Trump needs to do to actually make America great again?
Make our Second Amendment,
Oh,
you know,
yeah, that's important.
more,
Yeah, that's the biggest of our problems.
more
Small town people, people that really
town
matter.
people, make it.
Right wingers are always concerned about issues that already in place.
Nobody gives a shit.
And nobody gives a shit about, like gay rights. They always stand on these like social. There's like, hey, there's big like serious issues going on right now, and you're talking about women's rights, women's reproductive rights, and gay rights. Can we move on? Really? Roe versus
Well,
Wade
that's the thing,
happened
though.
40 years ago.
Okay. So I get why your perspective is that way, but it's like abortion and, just the hot topic, but abortion and even just birth control and healthcare is not accessible to women like it's supposed to be.
And they're attacking
women-
all the time, and they nitpick at it, like they trying to make it narrower and narrower and narrower.
Yeah,
what
and
women
so
can get.
things you might not be aware of are like Planned Parenthood clinics, for example, are targeted by these, fundamentalist Christian groups, and they're bombed and they're attacked. Let me finish. They're bombed and they're attacked, and like people who work there, they've done studies of this. It's like they have PTSD in a lot of these clinics, especially in the more conservative Republican states.
Good grief.
Yeah, I mean, that's a real thing. And, like, the other thing is that there are plenty of states where you can't, there are rural places where women cannot go to those clinics for health care or birth control due to all sorts of issues, socioeconomic, and people can't afford to travel a couple 100 miles or even just 2 hours. Like, that seems easy to us because,
Well,
we're privileged like that,
yeah,
but it's
no,
not like that. I mean, we live in such a nice place,
yeah.
Eugene,
Well,
and
no,
Oregon
I
in
understand.
general.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I'm totally on board with it. I don't know. That you're saying exactly what I'm trying to portray is that right wingers are holding back all these issues.
Oh, when it's like
They're
we should be
creating
past that. Yeah,
we should be
I
past
agree.
that, and they're creating, and it's like, can we just? It's
Can
like when they kept
just
fighting against
get over
equal
it
rights.
and admit that they lost, and that
Yeah.
we need
How
to
many
have
times
those
have
women
they
need to have
tried
those rights.
rescind Obamacare?
And it's the
Right.
same.
Like that's
Right.
all they are doing.
And the same people,
Yeah,
and
they're
the same
just always
people,
backtracking.
the same people that don't want people on welfare. I mean, I'm sorry, the right wingers don't want these people on welfare. Well, those are the people that are going to be on welfare. Is the people that are having kids not in a good situation. Well, I mean, that's besides the fact that roughly just a little more than 50% of abortions are by married women. So it's they think
Yeah.
it
most
is most abortions are by married women.
Wow.
So
Who don't want to have more kids,
exactly,
you think?
exactly.
Yeah.
So they're thinking it's all 95% single women, single black
No.
women in the ghetto. No, actually, it's not.
It's your wife and it's your
No.
neighbor and your sister.
Young women
and,
out there
yeah.
being perverse.
Yeah.
All right.
Bad girls.
You know what? I'm going to give you a 3-day waiting period to figure out your answer.
That's for guns. I'm glad I found this. This is.
When I went onto this journey, June 16th, down the escalator, remember the famous escalator ride? And the receptivity has been incredible. The polls have been...
Receptivity, I learned a new word.
When people are shooting their friends in California...
I'm surprised he got in.
Receptivity, isn't it reception?
I think receptivity is a word.
No, it's reception.
Oh, look.
You have to go home, but you can't stay here. Not with that message.
Not with that
I
message.
got signs to sell of my own.
What did it say?
Oh, yeah.
Stop hate.
All the swag you could need. Remember Ben Carson?
Black
Yeah.
Jesus.
Another side
Yes.
note, I love how both
That's like
sides
an
are always
AK-40.
like, Trump is Hitler and Obama's Hitler.
Yeah.
Who's effing Hitler? Is your perception of what Hitler was
Ava,
about?
what her name? Sorry.
Yeah, Ava Brown is
Ava Brown is fucking Hitler.
fucking Hitler. Well, actually, that's subjective. We don't know. There's all these stories. Oh, Hitler was a vegetarian and he was gay and he was this and that.
Did you read what I just posted yesterday?
What?
Or the day before? That they say Hitler had a disease where he had an extremely tiny penis, and the hole was at
A
the
micro-
base.
Oh yeah, I did see that.
Yeah.
That's sad.
It is.
Guys with like really, it's like a small man complex, except even worse. Because I mean, that's how pathetic men are. Is that's all they really have is their penis.
But you know what? You
let's be
can't blame
honest.
men for that. Like, you have to blame society for
Society.
that, because we have, made that the standard of what is a successful man. And that's crap. That's just like saying, women need to have big tits and
Yeah, it's easy for me
know?
to say because I've got a large
you
penis.
gotta, you're hung like a rhino.
Yeah. It's genetic. Let's get into
You
genetics.
get the big cock from
Trump
your mom.
goes one better, folks. It's
Sorry.
Donald Trump and Donald Trump. Now, what's your favorite amendment? Number 2, baby.
I
We're
love
number
that
2.
foam finger.
We're number 2.
We're number 2.
One more poster.
It's
He
so
put
true.
a poster of
American
Obama
great.
that said black people
Said
make me uncomfortable.
And hat. I'm pushing my merchandise. America. Will you keep it? Keep it. Tell him where you got it from me. All right. Go ahead, guy. Have a great time. There you go. Let me just see the back. Make sure it's fitting nicely. Perfect. All right. You go get them.
That's funny.
up,
Made in
folks.
China.
We need your help sending illegals back. For as little as
Sponsored
$2
aborted
a day.
family. Jesus.
Choose a Mexican family from our website and send them back. For $50, postcard updates from your deported family. For $100, you'll never hear from them again. Oh, dear God. This is our next president. Uh-oh. Let's f*** him in the ass.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm enjoying this very much.
I have no choice but to tell you, you're fired.
I don't blame you for firing me. I would say this is grounds for firing.
Some mistakes in my time.
You are a bad boss. You should fire yourself, Donald.
That was a tough one.
Oh my God.
Ladies and gentlemen, come on over for the show after the rally.
This place is jumping.
Wow.
It's Donald Trumpin'.
Yes.
My heart is pumping.
Yes. Look at that guy with the mullet.
Oh my God.
This
That
is-
was one hell of a mullet.
So does every Trump supporter drink Mountain Dew and watch NASCAR? I mean, because that's what I'm saying here.
I don't drink Mountain Dew, but I do like watching NASCAR.
You have to do both, though.
Okay.
It's-
Okay. It's a double.
Yeah. They show you like 5 different things. You have to do at least 3 of them.
Man, does this band like completely hate themselves?
That's not Trump, is it?
No, it's an impersonator.
Oh,
Oh
and they
my God.
Is this real? This is a joke, right?
Did Okay, so Trump is
This
like
is a
this
joke,
fake Trump
right?
is like fighting what are supposed to be Mexican
Mexicans
people.
are wearing ponchos and sombreros.
Yeah.
I mean, like, talk about
on this
like
stage to a
prototypical.
really crappy like hair metal.
We know Mexicans
band,
don't wear that.
local
They
hair
wear
metal
really
band.
tight jeans and like button-down shirts. I mean,
Yeah, and they have super good hair and are
They
really
do have good
nice.
hair.
They do. Yeah.
Actually, you know what? I've spent a lot of time with Latino people, and they're super nice. They're family-oriented. They're hard workers. I don't understand what it is. Stigma
I know. I was like,
is
how does that
around-
not like? How does having Mexican immigrants possibly make America worse? Like, I feel like that's such an improvement to the bullshit
I
we've
know.
got going on here.
We got a lot of people that
It's like,
don't want to
Can
work.
you please come here and be better than we are?
It's that dichotomy. It's that they're
They want to create separation, and
yeah, they want to take our jobs.
Yeah, it's the other. It's all the other.
And they're lazy
blaming, like I
assholes
said,
Yeah.
external
at the
locus
same
of control.
time.
They want to blame other people, and
They say they're lazy assholes, but they want to take our jobs.
they're taking our hours.
What?
They want to work too hard? What is it? It's one or the other. There's actually comedians that are
You know,
really funny
the thing
bit about
that's
that.
really sad about Trump is that he doesn't care about any of these people.
I know. He just wants to be president.
He just wants to
Yeah.
be president. He just wants to win. I don't know. These thought beyond that
I think that's another important
Absolutely,
because
fact.
yeah.
he has no plan for anything.
Well, he's clearly crazy. I mean, I don't
Yeah.
shouldn't say the word crazy. That was
no,
but
he
he
clearly
is
crazy.
Yeah,
He's
he's
a
got some sort of
sociopath.
ego. Yeah, his ego is absolutely overshadowed like any ability to care about anyone but himself.
He must have a small penis. He does. He has a small penis.
That's why his wives have such big tits.
So we've concluded then that Trump is Hitler.
Yes,
With the small
it's
penis
definitely
thing.
him. See, like I can't even get. I mean, we're already like almost we're like 3/4 of the way in, and I haven't even touched
You haven't.
like all the stuff I wanted to talk about. Like it's
Yeah.
never enough time.
Well, we could
You
make
haven't addressed the problem.
I know we haven't talked about mental health.
We haven't even
at all,
talked about
except
mental
for the
health
fact
conditions.
that Trump is probably a sociopath.
Yeah.
Like I always do this in the beginning, well, because I want to do the interview and I
Mhm.
want to just like we played the game. I want to get people loose, and then like we're like halfway through
Yeah.
the show, and you get into the serious issues, and you can talk about stuff for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, and if it wasn't a Wednesday night, I would be super down to do that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But
We
you
could
got to
do it on
work
a
in the
Saturday.
morning.
Yeah.
Well, I did want to read this, and there's a bunch of stuff about mental health in it. I was gonna go in the first episode we did about mental health conditions. We went to the website NAMI, which is National Alliance on Mental Illness, and we were just going over the general disorders. Like everything from anxiety to depression to borderline personality, and just reading the brief descriptions and stuff. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, that could take forever. I wrote a letter. Mom, you read it, and I called it an open letter about addiction and mental health conditions, and sent it to all the local politicians and everything. And I mean, I could really honestly write a book about this type of stuff, but you have to be quick and to the point. So I'm just gonna the letter itself is 2 pages, and then I have like suggestions for an action plan, like things that would help, like universal health care and free school. I mean, like there's a bunch of different stuff, but God, I mean, I could spend like 5 hours on this. I mean, this is insane. Anyways, so yeah, I sent this letter to all the politicians. Bear with me. It's a couple pages. I'm sorry, you guys. I had to put you through this. I feel
That's
really...
the kind of thing that you should be like, and if you want to read it, folks, it's going to be on the website.
Is that the kind of thing I
That's
should
what
do?
you should do,
should
and then you
provide
should, read a couple pieces from it. Just talk through pieces of the letter, like that. You know what I mean?
Good call.
Okay, we'll do that. How about I just read the first paragraph?
Okay.
Sounds great.
I'm sure you know very well about our country's current epidemic with addiction and mental health conditions that is tearing at the very fabric of our society. And by epidemic, I mean it's a complete and utter catastrophe. It affects every demographic, regardless of age, gender, ethnic background, political party, religious belief, socioeconomic status. It knows no prejudice. This is also an issue that crosses party lines. Republican, Democrat, Independent, everyone is affected by or has a friend or family member affected by addiction and or mental health conditions. I think we can all agree that the way we've been addressing these issues has also been a disaster, whether it is prosecuting drug addicts or vilifying individuals with mental health conditions. Over the past few decades, there has been a palpable shift in the way addiction and mental health conditions are viewed and treated, a stance that has generally been more compassionate and sympathetic. Recent insight into how addiction and mental health conditions work and affect people has gained acceptance from the right and left alike. That's the first paragraph. I'll post a link to it on the website, which I need to work on more. And let's get into let's finish up. Yeah, let's just finish up this this National Alliance on Mental Health. They had 12 disorders that are basically
like the most common.
Most common, yeah. The first time we did ADHD, anxiety, autism, bipolar, borderline personality, and depression. And the next one is dissociative disorders, or a spectrum of disorders that affect a person's memory and self-perception. I don't know much about dissociative disorders. I think that's where...
I don't either.
Yeah.
I think that actually affects a person's memories, so you might be doing something and you don't remember it. Like is that like multiple personalities or...
yeah, I think it's people that dissociate when they have a traumatic experience happen to them, and then when they get older... they dissociate from that because they can't deal with it, and so instead of dealing with it, they just dissociate. Eating disorders: when you become so preoccupied with food and weight issues that you find it hard to focus on other aspects of your life, it may be a sign of an eating disorder. which I've heard from some doctors as being harder to treat than like heroin addiction, just because it's so
It's hard 'cause
socially.
everyone wants to have control.
Yeah.
And if you feel, I think, well, you know, every person's eating disorder is coming from probably a different place, you know. I've dabbled in eating disorders myself, but mine was directly related to a ton of stress and feeling like I had no control in my life. And that was actually right after I was sexually assaulted. And so it was like some sort of response to feel control for things for me. Mm-hmm. And I was able to move past it, but there was like about a year and a half where I was severely underweight. And
do you feel like you're maybe like slowly killing yourself, or?
No, it wasn't like I was trying to kill myself, but it just, you know, food was something that I could control. Mm-hmm. And I also felt like I don't know, it was like a punishment in a way too, but like I said, everyone is kind of different for why they do it or what it's a response to.
It's difficult with food because you can't go cold turkey.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I went from like a size, like a 10 to a size 4, and the 4 was loose on me. Like I was really, really, really bag of bones.
Yeah, it's not like a substance or something where you can live without it.
Yeah.
You have to eat. Mm-hmm. So it's developing a health. You have to. It'd be like, hey, you're a heroin addict. Well, you have to develop a healthy relationship with heroin.
Yeah.
Okay, like, is that possible if you're an addict? Obsessive compulsive disorders cause repetitive, unwanted, intrusive thoughts and irrational, excessive urges to do certain actions.
Mm-hmm. I think this is something that people will very haphazardly just apply to people. You know, if you're like particular about something, they'll be like, oh, you're OCD about something. And I don't think that that's really fair to people that actually have OCD about something. Because, like, it seems like OCD is so much more preoccupying in your mind. Like, you
I feel like
cannot
I have OCD.
function without, you know, flipping the light switch 20 times or spinning around 3 times before you sit down or whatever.
Well, there's different types of obsessive compulsive. Like, obsessive compulsive can just be like, I got to make everything, if everything isn't in its right place, I'm going to obsess about it. I mean, I do stuff like that all the time. Like, you know, let's say I'm doing something in the house and I set something down, and if it's not how it's supposed to be,
you gotta like.
I'm not gonna stop thinking about that until I move it. And that's been a hard thing for me to just let go. You know, I've been trying to do that. I've been like, you know what, Norm? Not everything can't be perfect. I mean, I know I'm perfect, but everything else can't be perfect.
That's right.
You know what's funny is when I'm sitting in here looking at the studio and just, I can see all this detail that you put into it. I mean, you really think over every little thing, even the headphones hanging with the cords wrapped around, and like
obsessive.
You cut all the little tags off of that so it would fit just so, and like
you notice that?
Oh yeah. Yeah. And it's
right.
Yeah, and it's something else. But yeah, I mean, you really did it all. Like everything is just so. Yeah.
Well, I like to put a lot of effort into stuff. Well, actually, this is one thing I have been doing lately is that when I kind of think I'm obsessing about something, I'll give up. Like the garage, I spent all this time. Being like, it's got to be perfect, and I got to a point. I go, you know what? It's done, and I said, and same thing with this studio. I said, I've put a lot of time into this, and it's not going to be perfect. I'm done.
Yeah. I mean, it's fantastic though. Like, it's really comfortable and cozy, and I feel like it's effective. This recording seems to be going well. But that's the other thing, is that the only constant is change. So for you to even try and accomplish some, you know, sort of perceived perfection, it's like, that's not, you know, I think that's upside down.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah, like...
No, it's not. It's right. There's only one way to put it on.
Oh.
See how it's... You're supposed to put this pad on, and then it, like...
We have one of these pie face games that Norm is getting loaded up.
Yeah, I've been wanting to play this, and I think this is a good opportunity. Next one is, it's kind of funny that we kind of obsessed over the obsessive compulsive disorder. I'm just kidding. Post-traumatic stress disorder is a result of traumatic events such as military combat, assault, an accident, or a natural disaster. I mean, I think this one kind of affects a lot. I mean, anything traumatic, you can have post-traumatic stress.
Right.
And then when you have the stress, it can trigger other sort of mental health conditions too. Like post-traumatic stress triggers anxiety, borderline personality, schizophrenia,
eating disorders.
Actually, 2 of us are in therapy currently.
I literally came straight here from my therapy.
And I have therapy. I have therapy tomorrow. So I love going to therapy. I mean, it's
me too.
I feel when I go in there and I come out, sometimes even like, let's say today I had a bad day, which I didn't. But if I had a bad day, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to therapy tomorrow. It's going to be great. You know what I mean? Mom, how do you feel about post-traumatic stress? You feel like you have any issues with post-traumatic stress?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You don't think anything that happened to you has affected you?
Yeah, I think it's affected me, but I wouldn't call it PTSD.
I think we'll leave that to the professionals. I love the rim shot. And crickets, too, like when it's like really, I'm being really boring right now. Okay, schizoaffective disorder.
Oh, you didn't play the X-Files song yet.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did.
You did?
We were talking over it when
it.
we were talking about the new X-Files. It's really good. It's only a miniseries. It's like 6 episodes. Did you watch the original?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Schizoaffective disorder is characterized primarily by symptoms of schizophrenia, such as hallucinations or delusions, and symptoms of a mood disorder, such as depressive or manic episodes.
So that is separate from the dissociative disorder, which we were kind of lumping those two together.
Yeah, I always get schizophrenia and schizoaffective disorder confused. It's like borderline personality and bipolar. What happens a lot of times is that they have a lot of the same characteristics. And so there's just slight little things that make them different.
I think I used to live with someone who had a schizoaffective disorder due to going off of his meds, and it was terrifying. And this was about 2 years ago that I lived with a married couple. And anyway, the husband went off his meds, and he just would, he'd be sleeping for days, and then he'd be awake for days. He had huge anger issues, and he actually bashed in our front door.
Oh, I remember
and was
that.
Screaming. Yeah, he threatened violence.
Oh, so
with
he
guns
had schizophrenia or schizoaffective?
I think it was probably schizoaffective, because with the mood swings and the depression and the manicness, he was definitely manic, and that was terrifying. That was some of the scariest times of my life, my adult life, and my life, period.
I remember that, going over to your house and seeing the windows all bashed on the door.
Yeah, he took this huge 15-foot iron pole and just threw it through the front window of the house. There's 2 big front windows, and the one into the kitchen is the one he threw it through, and it sucked because our house was literally the first house past the county line, and so the Eugene police would not come to the house, but we had to wait for the sheriff, and that takes for freaking ever, and it's hey, there's a guy wandering around the house with a gun out, and he, that was the kind of stuff that was happening, and he would be screaming, and
Jesus.
Yeah, and it was me and his wife were living there, and it took us forever to get a restraining order. She was finally able to get one, and then it took another month and a half for them to actually catch him. He eluded the police for that long, and in that time in one day he came over and broke in our front door with that iron pole 5 times. And I had friends who were awesome and came over and kept rebuilding the door. It was every other hour or two I was hey,
It's like that Call of Duty zombie, where they keep rebuilding the door and then the zombies try to break in. Except not as fun.
Yeah, except real life. And yeah, I probably have a bit of PTSD from that because that was some scary shit.
You were
waking up in
afraid
the
you'd be
middle
like
of the night
sleeping, like,
that.
is he gonna fucking come
Oh
back?
yeah, it was horrible. I mean, you know, Echo like came and lived at that house to kind of provide a little more woman power there.
Grace, mom, you know Grace.
Yeah.
That's Echo.
And then we had all the dogs, and like the dogs, Peggy and the other 2 dogs, they were totally traumatized, and it took me a long time to get Peggy like okay with men. Like she was just flat out like fuck dudes for a long time. Yeah, and she's still, any guy that kind of looks like him, she's a little more apprehensive, and she's definitely way more guarded than she used to be. And it sucks because I feel like responsible for that, but I was also too broke to move. So can't really,
Yeah, that's horrible. Well, those are
Sorry, I just like launched into that.
Oh, that's totally cool.
Yeah.
That's, I mean, it's a real life story. It was perfect. It was a good segue of sorts. So we're pretty much at the hour point. I just wanted to play a quick game of Pie Face. Because I've had this game for months now and I haven't played it, and I'm really hoping one of you two get it. Well, it's just peanut butter.
That's great. Peggy will lick it off.
So
It's my bedtime.
I know it's only gonna take a couple minutes, Mom. Can you hang in there?
Okay, I'll try.
Here, hand me the spinner. I'll go
She's
first.
fading.
Yeah, she is.
I am fading.
Look at her. I appreciate you coming
You know
over,
what would
both
make
of
you awake? Some meth.
Wow. Or crack.
Or crack.
Or
yeah, that'd be
Coke.
cheaper. Yeah, no, blow's too expensive.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
Not so. Everybody.
He's trying to whisper on the podcast again.
I'm like, how do I like do this? Mute my mic. Okay, here we go.
Oh, good girl.
If anybody doesn't know what Pie Face is, just go on the internet and
Google it.
Pie Face. It's pretty fun, It's great for adults and
children
and
dogs.
Dogs could play it, I guess. All right, I got 2. So here we go.
What's the point of the game?
There isn't. You
Let's
just
see.
You just put your face in there and wait for it to hit you?
So, yeah, I'll describe it.
slide. You can slide them.
Yeah. So there's basically this little like frame with a face in it and then a hand, and Norm has loaded up this little pad with peanut butter, and what you do is you put your face in the face hole, this little frame, and then you do a spinner. That's the sound of the spinner spinning. I got 2, so I'll take these little cogs here, and I have to put my face in, put your chin on the chin rest, and you
twist it 2
twist it 2 clicks. Okay, 1, and then if that was 1. Okay, 2. And so what happens is it'll like the hand will pop up and smack you in the face with whatever, if in that number of clicks that you have to click it, like it'll hit and do that. So yeah.
So
Spin the spinner, Mom.
Apparently, there is no
I would take your glasses.
strategy
No.
to this
Pure
game
chance.
No,
whatsoever.
it's just it's Russian roulette with food.
Okay.
Yep, but child's play Russian roulette.
All right.
She's gonna get it.
I have a feeling. Yeah.
Way to whisper on the
What did she get?
2.
Okay,
2.
that's not
Game
too bad.
rigged. Okay. Do I turn it this way?
Yeah.
Yep, and then
Okay.
you gotta put your chin on the.
So I put my bangs out of the way in case it hits me in the frickin' face. Okay.
Peggy will help. She'll lick your nose off.
Thank you. Thank you, Norm. I got peanut butter on my nose. Want to get it? Want to get it?
Oh yeah, she's gonna get it. Yeah. That was
Mom
so
got
cute.
it.
I
Thank you,
totally should have
Peggy.
taken a picture.
It wasn't
of
that bad. Did
It was
did
worth
it get
the
all over
dog.
your nose?
Wait, it's still on your nose.
still
let
on my
her,
nose?
Let her lick the rest off.
Baby. Get my nose. Get right there. Right there.
Damn it, Peggy, lick her nose.
No flash.
I know.
All right, you guys. That was great.
She's so silly.
If you'd like any
So cute,
resources, you can always check out AA.org, Alcoholics Anonymous, NA.org.
Anonymous.
Narcotics Anonymous,
Thank you, baby
drugabuse.com, NAMI.org, healthcare.gov, okthetalk.org, whitebird.org is a great local organization that does a wide range of services.
And I do really cool trainings too if you ever want to like get involved with crisis diversion and help. If you feel like you want to volunteer and help people, you can go to their trainings and they always need volunteers, Whitebird.
Nice. Also, I suggest listening to Loveline. Look it up on your local station. It's a great show. It kind of really got me jump-started into all this stuff a long time ago. And there's a new podcast called, I don't know how new it is, but it's called Mental Illness Happy Hour. And he talks about a lot of these subjects too. But thanks for tuning in to another episode of Yin and Yang. We may have made light of some serious issues, but if that's what it takes to make it easier for us to talk about them, then so be it. Please like, subscribe, add, email, tweet us, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, yada yada. And also you can go to Yin and Yang, it's all spelled out, .com. That's our website. We're still working on it, like links and biographies and resources and all that good stuff. But thank you, Mom. Thank you, Carol. You were both wonderful. And see you later out there in podcast land.
Next time I want real pie.
Okay. That works. Like strawberry pie
That's
or
great.
key lime.
Can Peggy like this?
Yeah, totally.